Hello everyone, and today I would like to talk about the iPhone, the Apple company and their iPhone compared to the Android. I think the Apple iPhones are better, and their capability and their processing and all that is just better compared to the Android. Because when you get an Apple phone, like if you get an Apple phone, and if you're an Apple user, then I think that it's just overall a better feel and a better stuff on there, and they have more to offer than what the Android has to offer. Some of the stuff that they have is they have FaceTiming, where you can FaceTime. If you have FaceTime and another person who has an iPhone, you can iMessage, which is it shows better than when you're texting someone who just has a regular Android. But when you text someone who has an iPhone, you can see, and the way it displays, it just shows that if they have an iPhone, because their messages are blue compared to when you're texting someone who has an Android phone and theirs is green. And you can't really tell if they got it or not when you can tell on iMessage if they read it or it's been delivered. That's just some of the key features. Some of the other key features they have is their storage units, their processing. iPhone has A7 chip with 64-bit processor and a M7 motion processor compared to the Android, which doesn't really have something like that. And the colors that you get in iPhones can vary from silver to space gray to gold. And even if you want it, you can get an iPhone 5C, which you can get in white, pink, yellow, blue, or green. And compared to the Android, where you can only get like certain colors of certain things. I mean, my iPhone's right here, as you can see, my iPhone that I like, that I use. The apps on the iPhone are just, I think, all over better. The way their app store is set up, it's just, compared to me, it's just better. And well, you can't really see it, but it's just better and more apps on the iPhone compared to the Android, which the Android really doesn't have that many apps like the iPhone. I mean, they pretty much got similar apps, but I just think overall their apps are better on the iPhone. Then you got the camera, which they call it the eyesight camera. It's an 8 megapixel with 1.50 megapixels, Safari crystal lens covering, true tone flash, back side illumination sensor, 5-element sensor lens, hybrid IR filter. It's just, I mean, their camera is pretty high tech, and compared to the Android, which I think they have some of the similar things that iPhone have, but overall, and the sales for the iPhone too, like I know they sold like 13.87 billion, I want to say, because compared to what they usually sold when they sold the iPhone 5 and when they sold the iPhone 5C and released the iPhone 5C and the iPhone 5S, the sales for that really improved, and they still even have more people pre-ordering the iPhone 6, which is supposed to come out this fall. They're supposed to release it June or July, and they're gonna come out with it. The official release for it will be in the fall, and they already have pre-orders for that. And there's a lot of pre-orders for that. You have video calling, which I said FaceTime. You can FaceTime anybody who has an iPhone. The battery life for the iPhone, I think, compared to the Android, is significantly better. You have more talk time, and you can do more stuff on there compared to the Android, where the Android really it needs up a lot of your battery and stuff. Their SIM card is a Nano, so yeah, it's pretty much the same as the Android, but just slightly different, and just more performance wise, it would be better than getting the Android. And even though I like Apple, I did have an Android at one point, and I had to give it up because I said I just couldn't do the Android no more, so I had to just go with the iPhone. And ever since I went with the iPhone, I think the iPhone is better, and it's just all around a good product. Like I was saying earlier, their profit, they had a 7% growth in their profit, and their sales rose by 4.7% to 45 60 45.6 billion after making the iPhone colors and all that. After coming out with the iPhone 5C and the iPhone 5S, which if you get the iPhone 5S, you get a sensor pad which you can use your finger to touch, and it'll unlock it, and it'll just do it by your finger instead of having to type in stuff. Like the Android tried to do that, but theirs wasn't as good as the iPhone. That's just what I like. That's just what I think is good and better about the iPhone. So yeah, I think that if you ever want looking for a good phone, that the iPhone that iPhones are better, and you should if you ever think about switching, switch to an iPhone because iPhones are good, and like they're just to me a better phone.